Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, here we are on the R52, and this is the combine that we had to put the new auger on. So I've got it put out because I've got to pull the rotor out of this thing due to the fact that the rotor gearbox is leaking oil, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, here we are on the right hand side, but oh, it's still hard to see on camera. You can see that dark spot coming down out of that gearbox, kind of running down the side of the frame right there. That's it. And it's where that main drive shaft goes into that gearbox, because that's a 2-speed high and low gearbox for the rotor, and it's leaking right around that seal. So got to take that out, but I got to pull the rotor first because the bolts that hold the gearbox in place are behind the rotor, so you got to be able to get to them. So I'm going to show you how to try and video everything I can anyway, show you how to take and pull one of these. What I'm actually going to do with that gearbox is take and I'm going to pull the thing out of there, but since it's a transmission, basically a 2-speed, I'm actually going to take it over to our Gleaner dealer and let that guy over there do the rebuild on the thing, and I'll just take it out and put it back in. And this here is going to be part one of probably several videos, so just to give you a heads up, I'm not sure how many parts I'll make this, but it'll probably be several. Who knows, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, wait and see. But yeah, just give you a heads up. But first off, we've got to get where it says Gleaner right there. That's a panel, so we got to get that thing tipped down and opened up. Okay, we're up here in the hopper. On this panel, I'll try and show it to you here on the outside. You got 3 carriage bolts. One here, here, and right back there at that corner. At the very back side of the panel is a quick latch, and you actually undo that last. So get back inside the hopper here, and if I can do this without falling down. There we go. Okay, here's the front carriage bolt. Just take and spin that out. Right there's the second one, and right back there in the corner is the third. I'm not going to show you taking out a single bolt, but that's what you do to lower that outer panel down. Now, that is the one advantage that I've seen on the new Gleaner T series that I think is scheduled to come out here in 2025. You do not have an outside panel that lowers down. It's all one big door. You just simply hit a latch, the whole entire side swings open. Now that would be nice. Okay, I'll get this front bolt here out and then get started on the 2 back ones. Then I'll show you how to lower that panel down. Okay, the 3 bolts are out. Once you get those out, it should be kind of loose on that whole front part of it, just like that. And now, like I say, all it's simply holding by is this quick latch. So let me see if I can set you up there like that. I always take a rope, and in fact, if you can find a rope like this right here, it's got like a dog chain clip on the thing, that works perfect. You can open this up right here and hook that clip into that bolt hole like that. Now, once you get that in there, you're going to take and the thing I do to kind of hold it in place until you're ready for it, maybe pull up this one pin that holds the hopper extension in place. Just kind of wrap that rope right around there a little bit to help hold it down. That way it can't fall. Or wrap around there and just set your knee on top of it. Take this quick latch, kick that up, Come on, get out of there. Stuck in that lock. There we go. Okay, now the side's ready to drop. And then you'll just let it fall right down, just like that. When you go to pick it up, it'll be the exact same way. Just pull it right back up. And now we got access to the rotor. So I'll jump down and we'll get started taking that big stop sign off. All right, here we are on the side. Like I say, you got this stop sign with this ring of studs poked out that it goes on to. That's what's actually holding the rotor. Here's the end of the rotor. That's the carrier bearing. That is your RPM pickup with that spider wheel on it. So what you're going to want to do is you want to take this plate piece here off first and grab the, I'll see if I can perch you right there on top of the ladder. Grab your handy dandy impact and start taking these studs off. These are 1/2 inch. Uh-oh, there went my mag tray. Caught that with my elbow. If they'll stay there. Okay, I got all the nuts and lock washers taken off. So you just take this panel off, and there's the rotor. Whew, got the soybean dust too. And next thing you'll do is take a 3/4 inch wrench and hold on the end of these bolts right here, these 1/2 inch bolts, and you'll take those 4 bolts out. I also take out a 2x4 and I'll put here underneath the rasp bar. That way it holds it for the most part in place. And then you can go around here on the stop sign part and take that stop sign off. So I'm going to grab some more wrenches and we'll get them 1/2 inch bolts taken out. Okay, there's a little 2x4. So I can get that cow wedged up underneath there, like so. In fact, I actually have taken through that gearbox in the neutral, that way the rotor itself will freewheel. May I get 2 and kind of wedge them both in from each side, but that'll hold for now, I think. And just get your wrench up in there on that bolt head. Well, that acted like a lock nut. I didn't think it was. Unless it had Loctite on it. Ah, no wonder why I had Loctite on it. That's kind of odd. It's got red Loctite. Blue would work good enough. This RPM pickup deal, you can just leave that sit right there and it'll come off with the stop sign, so you don't need to move that, take that apart. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and take the other 3 out, and then we'll be ready to start going around the stop sign bolts here. One thing I found out, I thought I could leave this thing on here, but I can get my socket on that one, but I cannot get onto that one. It's too much of an angle. It must have been the 72 that I've done that I can leave this on and not have any trouble. However, though, what you should be able to do is just, instead of taking it clear off, loosen up. These here are 2 little carriage bolts, and looks like that's on a at least the top bolt anyway is on a track. Yeah, it is. You can adjust. That's for adjusting the distance between the pickup and the spider wheel. Okay, yeah. Now with it loose, you can get onto it. So just want to throw that in there and let you know. All right, the 4 bolts are out. I just shifted that gearbox into neutral, and so now this thing here will just freewheel. Whew, got the beam dust falling off of it too, wow. Now this rotor is, it's an open 8 bar, and they actually don't use these anymore. It's got 8 rows of RAS bars. Now everything is called a CDF, and it's a solid drum rotor with 6 rows of RAS bars. In fact, that's what our R52 has. It's got a CDF rotor in it, which it's my understanding that even on that one, the combine's a 2002. I've had some people tell me that originally that machine had a open 8 bar rotor just like this one, but it's been upgraded to a CDF rotor, and that's what all the newer, I'm guessing at least the R75s probably just came standard from the factory with the CDF. And then of course on up to the R76, and then all the S and T series. All right, I'm gonna get my impact. We'll start taking these here out. I'll try and keep that board wedged underneath there. Something else you can do is actually stick your pry bar underneath this and kind of pop it away from this stop sign once you get loosened up. In fact, I can see a little gap for me right there at the top anyway. So we'll start taking the stop sign bolts out. Okay, we'll start taking these out. I'm not going to show you taking all these off, but yeah, like I see, you just have this ring going right around here. Take them out. Let's see here. I am going to leave the 3 bottom ones in, because what I'll do is I'll put a pry bar through here and kind of lift up on the end of the drum, and be able to work this down off that ledge. And with a pry bar in there, I'll be able to get the 2x4 completely under this RAS bar, and it'll hold the rotor up on this end. There comes more beam dust out. In fact, I've actually got a squirrel cage fan running back behind me, helping to keep the air moving. And keep the dust down. That's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, everything's all loosened up. Now let's see if I can do this without smashing a finger. Like I say, I've done it on the 72. I may actually have to get a spacer board to be able to do it. Yeah, I don't have enough leverage right there. I had to kind of revamp it and get probably throw a different 2x4 into it. Okay, I just stuck a second little short block down in there. That'll give me something to be able to put my pry bar on. Well, I moved it. Now I just gotta be able to. Okay. I left some of these little stud bolts on here. I'm going to have to take and loosen them up more. That way it'll pop. There's like a casting that the bearing sits into, and that casting is inside that hole. You'll see it once it drops out of there. Now if I can get my pry bar back on my 2x4, like so, we'll see what happens. Okay. That's wanting to roll. Okay, well you saw the thing. Okay, there's how it's sitting. I may actually have to get a 1x and actually put underneath there because the 2x4 is just too thick. And it's not wanting to sit on top of that rasp. It's got some weight to it, I can tell you that much. Since we're sitting like this, I'm going to take this spider wheel off. Get that thing out of there. Okay, that opens it up. Like I said, I'm going to put a new bearing down here as well since I've already got all wide open. Okay, well I took the rest of these studs here loose, the 3 bottom ones, took them off. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Well, I thought anyway. Ah, there we got it. Okay, there's the rotor. Get the stop sign down out of the way. Yeah, that opens the end of it up. Alright, that's got the stop sign off. And yeah, there's looking in the cage. I did manage to get that 2x4 stuck underneath there so it holds that up. Like I say, this here has 8 rows of bars, whereas the 72 over there, it's got the CDF rotor, which is only 6 rows. And it's actually a little bit easier to work on. And like I say, that one is actually a solid drum, whereas this one here is open. You can see it's got it's open on the inside. You can see right through it. You just have this the drum shaft going through the center. Now some guys, if they're running high yield corn, actually like these because they say it actually lets more grain actually fall through the rotor as opposed to having to go everything all through the outside. But yeah, we'll take a look here. Gotta figure out how to get the forklift up here to be able to pull this thing out. Anyway, okay guys, we'll tell you what, I'm going to call this an end to part 1 here. And part 2 will be getting this rotor pulled out of the machine. So take care, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.